Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and we all know that we are supposed to love thy neighbor. That was a pretty big part of Jesus' debut novel. But what people don't talk about is that sometimes you don't want to love thy neighbor. Sometimes you want to post about them on social media and air out your grievances with them publicly. And that is why today we are going to be talking about a little thing called the NextDoor app. Yeah. The NextDoor app. If you aren't familiar with this app, basically it is a place for people to come together and stay connected with their neighbors and cultivate community. But as we know, any social media app is going to be subject to some sort of negativity or tomfoolery because, well, such is life. So I thought that we could take a trip to visit all of the neighbors who are upset, confused, fed up, all of the above, right? You could be anywhere in the world, and we hear you and we see you, okay? All thanks to today's sponsor, Saley. Saley is a new eSIM service app where you can choose from several affordable eSIM plans that are available in over 180 countries and 8 regions. With a Saley eSIM, you can have a connection wherever you need. For those of you who have traveled abroad, you know how stressful it can be, okay? The last thing you want is an unstable internet connection. The importance of a good internet connection when you're traveling cannot be understated, right? I've been abroad a few times in my life, and there were times that I've had a spotty connection and, my GPS was loading slowly or not at all, right? And for someone who's as directionally challenged as me, well, that's a huge problem. There were also multiple times that I had trouble loading up emails so that I could get access to my tickets for different, museums or events that I was going to. And, you hate to be the person who's holding up the line because your phone isn't loading. So Saley can make all the difference in providing you with an internet connection wherever you travel and can save you money on roaming fees. With Saley, you only need to install it once, eliminating the need to get a different SIM card for each country, right? And you can avoid waiting in line at the airport to buy a local SIM card, and you can also avoid scammers who are, selling fake SIM cards. All Saley eSIM plans are compatible with iOS and Android. That's right. But if your device is not eSIM compatible, you will get a 100% refund. They also have a 24/7 support chat, so if you need help, they'll be there for you. All you need to do is download the app, select a plan, and then install the eSIM by following the directions on the app. Follow all the steps and then boom, when you land, the Saley eSIM will activate and you will be able to connect to the internet. So if you are traveling for the love of all that is good, make sure that you have a stable internet connection and get an exclusive 15% off discount on Saley data plans. Use my code NOTEVENEMILY at checkout, download the Saley app, or go to saley.com/notevenemily. And thank you to Saley for sponsoring today's video. All right, now let's get back to the main event. Shade thy neighbor. Right, shade thy neighbor. Stunt on thy neighbor, hate on thy neighbor. All right, let's do this. Neighborhood dress code? Has anyone ever thought about the positive impact on property value that enforcing a neighborhood dress code might have? I'd feel more comfortable if I knew what to expect to see when I went out every day. I imagine that could make our values skyrocket over the next 12 to 19 months. Happy to get on a Zoom call together for anyone interested in perusing this with me. Let me hear from you. So I've noticed that my neighbors are walking around looking busted as fuck. It's time to take collective action. I just want to know, what was this person's last straw? What was the outfit that they saw that just broke the camel's back, right? They saw their neighbor going out to get the mail in, furry Crocs with no socks and a beret on. And they said, I'm going to have to intervene. They pointed to their neighbor and they said, trench coat buttoned to the top with those ballerina-ass slippers. What is going on? I don't care if you're taking your dog out to take a piss and it only takes 34 seconds, okay? I'm expecting business casual at least. Can't we as a neighborhood step our pussy up a little bit? This post got 150 comments and was posted on a general page to 41 neighborhoods. I know this person was burned alive at the virtual stake. I'm literally just assuming that the person who posted this was American. I mean, maybe they aren't, but if they are, yeah, the last thing you want to tell certain Americans to do is what to do on their own property. There are parts of America where people will shoot you just for standing on their lawn too long. You're not going to tell them what to wear, What is this, Queer Eye? You know, you're not gonna be able to reason with them. They're gonna be like, yeah, you can't take away my right to bear arms. And I'm not even talking guns. I'm talking wearing an unflattering camisole with zebra booty shorts. But you also can't take away my guns. Spy flowers. My neighbor has this flower peeking into my backyard. I couldn't get close enough to see if there was a camera hidden inside. Is this even legal? Seeing a flower in your neighbor's garden and then your response being, I'm calling the fucking cops. My neighbor has a very successful garden. Does this mean they have access to the nuclear codes to target me and my family? Maybe this is also prevalent in other places, but it seems to be quite an issue in America that, you know, we lack community in many different ways because we can't trust each other, right? And hey, I'm guilty of it too. Right? Every single person I walk past, I wonder if they have a weapon. People are scary, especially in America. So I would rather be temporarily judgmental than permanently dead. But it is sad, you know? You can't even have a tall sunflower in your yard without your neighbor calling the FBI. It reminds me of when Americans found out that sometimes Japanese people will leave their babies unattended in strollers, and Americans were like, wait. So you can trust the general public to not kidnap or harm a child? Here our kids go to school with bulletproof backpacks. So this post is a poll, right? Okay, a little interactive. Help! My water faucets in my yard are leaking big time. I need help, please. Thanks. And then the two options for the poll are help and leaking faucets. Cast your votes now. Make your voice heard. Love that leaking faucets is in the lead by 57%. Does this mean that people are advocating for her faucets to continue to leak, or they're advocating for her suffering? Leaving a woman with a leaking faucet. Well, that sounds like an old-timey euphemism for a female version of blue balls. Don't you think? Like, oh, come on now, Joe. Don't leave me with a leaky faucet. I didn't make this pot roast for nothing. Not even 2 minutes of missionary. Come on, I've got a leaky faucet. I think that we should make all polls like this. You know, for our last election, I think that the ballots should have looked like, help! Country needs a new president. Pronto. And then the options on the poll are vote now and Donald or Kamala. And then here we have another amazing inquisitive poll. Poll. What is a power bottom? I went for a walk with my grandkids, who are 14 and 15, at Piedmont Park, and we walked past these two men walking, and one of them was in a shirt that said power bottom, and my grandkids keep laughing and won't tell me what it means. Help! And then for the poll, we have two options. Power bottom? I like that this app seems to be an alternative to Google for some people. And you know, I don't know who all is in this person's NextDoor app community, so to say, but I do assume that it is an older demographic of people. So asking this question to a bunch of your peers, you know, that's like asking a group of preschoolers what a 401k is. I am not so sure you're going to get the answer. But hey, who knows? There could be a very kind gay man in his 20s or 30s on this app who would be very willing to help you understand that terminology. Hey, maybe he would even get you a ticket to a Charlie XCX concert so you could do some field research. This next post, it is very interesting to me, and we are going to dissect it in a little bit. I need a friend's help. Can someone meet my friend Ken at Firebirds in Redacted for dinner on Sunday at 8 p.m.? You need to be Asian, woman, in your 40s, and tell him that you are Sarah from California. I am willing to pay for your time and your dinner. I just cannot fly in from California, and he is desperate to meet me. My mom is sick, so I cannot leave her. Number 1. Imagine having such trouble canceling plans that you reach out to your community to steal your identity. Like, I am so non-confrontational that I am willing to hire a stunt double off of the NextDoor app. Yeah, we gotta run it witness protection style right now. Number 2, feeling like your sick mother is not a valid enough excuse to cancel these plans is Ken like a huge dick or something. I mean, sometimes people cancel plans just because their hair doesn't look that good that day. Is this like the 20th time that you flaked or something? Or Ken is just really not understanding. Ken is gonna hear that news and be like, oh, okay, so you can stay in California to take care of your sick mom, but you can't buy a round trip flight to get wings and a beer with me? Some friend you are, you fucking bitch. And number 3. Even if you were to find an Asian woman in her 40s, right, do you really think that this would have a good outcome? I mean, I'm guessing you and Ken can't be that good of friends if you can just send in a stranger on your behalf and he wouldn't even notice. Like, has this guy not seen pictures of you? Or are we just taking advantage of the fact that people think Asians look alike? Also, are you gonna give this person a sort of debrief on your life so that they can carry a conversation with Ken? You know? Because what if Ken's like, oh, I'm sorry, wait, what's your last name again? And all you know is that you're Sarah from California. Middle name from, last name California. You know, what if Ken brings up an inside joke and then your stunt double is just, you know, sitting there thinking, why is this man speaking to me in code? I desperately need to know what happened with this. Did they end up getting a different Asian woman in her 40s? Did her and this Ken person hit it off? Did maybe they went home together? They slept together. They made love. And then Ken messages the real Sarah from California saying, I had an amazing time last night. I missed the warmth of your body. And then Sarah from California says, what the fuck did you just say to me? But yeah, Sarah from California, please confirm or deny. I am sick to my stomach worried. Okay, so this is technically Facebook, but it is very NextDoor app coded. Okay, I can't stop laughing at this pic a lady posted on the neighborhood Facebook group while every tornado siren in town was going off. And then this is the picture. I am obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with this. I love that she's doing her part to, you know, spread awareness in the community. Like, if I ever need to warn people about something going on in my area, I'm gonna post on my Instagram story, danger. And then I'm just gonna have my Bitmoji in the corner doing like a Fortnite dance. That's enough activism for today. Alerts from the government that are going out to the entire nation should have a government-mandated Bitmoji on them. I want a Bitmoji of Uncle Sam twerking with the pole of the American flag between his butt cheeks, right? Imagine getting a flood warning like that. Wait, I am going to preemptively make different posts that I will have on my social media just in case there's some sort of emergency. This one will be for the zombie apocalypse. This one will be for a drought. Earthquake. Man with knife. Now, this next post, it's really something. Okay. Can someone do something about this? I've tried the police and the redacted office to no avail. We pay a lot of money to live in this neighborhood. It is outrageous that we have to look at cars with such a low Kelly Blue Book value. Imagine just scrolling through the NextDoor app, being like, oh, you know, I wonder if there's any yard sales going on today. I wonder how that new local gluten-free bakery is doing. And then all of a sudden, you see your car being blasted online. People are saying that it's so ugly that they needed to call the police. The police. I can't imagine being the 911 operator picking up that call. Like, hi, what's your emergency? Oh, thank God that you picked up. I cannot stand the make and model of my neighbor's car. I mean, if you can't have a Tesla, at least have a Lexus. What would the cops' role even be in this situation? Giving out a ticket for having poor taste? For fucking up the feng shui? This almost reminds me of the dress code post, honestly. It's like, I guess people are very concerned with what their neighbors are doing. It's like, for me, as long as you're not beating your wife or, you know, putting your kids in the oven or, you know, kicking your dog around in the backyard like it's the World Cup, It's like, you could have a hot pink rusted golf cart sitting out in front of your house. And frankly, that's none of my business. And I also love, it's not even disrupting anyone in a functional way, right? It's not like, oh, this person keeps like obstructing my driveway, or they're parked in front of a fire hydrant, or this or that. It's literally just, I should not have to look at something that indicates that anyone in this neighborhood has an annual income of less than 500K taxed. Trending post, trending post. Suspicious guy in neighborhood promoting voting. You know, I'm not even gonna lie, this can be scary. This can be really scary because I once had an all-female cult in my neighborhood going door to door trying to poison families, offering Samoas and Thin Mints. We don't want your fucking street drugs. And then, you know, when they knocked on my door, I did what any sane civilian would do, and I looked at the little girl in the eye and I said, you know I can shoot you for being on my property, right? But speaking of voting, I just want to go off on a quick tangent. Hey, you gotta give me credit. I've hardly gone off on any tangents during this video, right? But yes, quick tangent. I had to travel to the middle of nowhere for work, right? And while I was there, wow, Lord Almighty, I have never, this was before the election, they're probably still up though, I have never seen that many Trump signs in my life. God, there were signs that were the size of a small billboard in people's front yards. Things where it's like, baby, I think you need a permit for that. Okay, this one is super festive, really, really fun. Stephanie posts, fireworks. Please be advised that I will call 911 when street fireworks begin. First of all, obsessed with the way that Stephanie is spelled. Secondly, thank you for the warning. I'm not sure if this was posted on the 4th of July, but I assume it's about the 4th of July because that's when the Twitter account posted it. And listen, okay? I hate loud noises. I hate loud noises. What I will say, I have a few things in common with older white women, right? I think cardigans can be fun. Cardigans can be fun. I like the fact that you can wrap up in it like a bat with its wings, right? Second thing, probably the most prevalent thing, I hate unnecessary loud noises. I really do. I'm sure that, you know, put me and an older white woman in a room, if we hear loud blasting music from the room beside us, we're both rolling our eyes. I'm looking at her and I'm saying, Karen, we are one and the same. But on the 4th of July, come on, Steph, you've got to give it some leeway, baby. This is like posting on Thanksgiving. Please be advised that once the turkey consumption starts, I will be calling 911. So this next one is really awesome and uplifting. Just a reminder to all parents this summer that if your child plans to operate a lemonade stand, they should be doing so in an area that is zoned for commercial activity. You fucking dipshits. I have already had to file a few complaints with the county. I understand the convenience these stands might offer for those who might be craving lemonade, but I would implore you not to patronize these stands as they do not uphold the character of our neighborhood. In general, I think it is good principle to not allow any commercial activity in residential areas. While some might say it would be nice to walk to a small grocer, salon, or beer garden, I have gotten used to driving to these things. I'm sorry. You're comparing a child's lemonade stand to grocers, salons, and beer gardens? I have gotten used to driving to these things. It is the way our country has always been. I'm sure there are good reasons for it. So the next time you desire a cool lemon drink, drive on past the kids ruining our neighborhood. It's probably no more than a 20-minute trip anyway. Right, yeah. Me walking up to an 8-year-old and shining a flashlight in their face and saying, hey, yeah, you got a permit for this. I'm imagining when I was a kid, this person climbing over the gate to our school playground while me and my friends are trading silly bands, looking each of us in the eye and saying, you know this is a commercial activity, right? I also love this person's argument where they're basically saying, you know, why would you support a young child's endeavors in your community when you could drive 20 minutes to get the same thing made by a corporation? Now, this is really something. This could be a great gift for a friend, a loved one, a situationship, right? Maggie's Chicken Bears. Maggie Redacted is selling chicken teddy bears. Chickens have plenty of extra parts. I can make 2 bears. $25 if you supply your own chicken, $35 if I supply the chicken. Edible and can be cooked. Great family activity. Can also make clothes. I love things like this because it's just a reminder that the human mind is capable of so much. You know, imagine snuggling up on a cold winter night with your teddy bear made of raw chicken. I love my raw chicken teddy bear because not only is he my new friend, but all of the maggots are now too. This is random, but do you guys remember that one post about the Hannah Montana pillow? This person had a boot-shaped Hannah Montana pillow, and they were like, every night I would soak this in milk, and then I would suck out the milk, and then I would throw it at the wall, and it would make a huge thud. I'm just imagining a little kid throwing this bear made out of raw chicken hard as at the wall, and just all over the house there's just like raw chicken residue. I'm also just picturing, you know, the epiphany that this woman had where she was like, you know, this is something that I could do. Maybe there's a little bit of a business venture here. You know, what do I do with all this extra chicken? Do I make a soup? Do I make a salad? No, it seems kind of basic. I'm gonna put Build-A-Bear out of fucking business. So this one is about Halloween candy, and I cannot show the Halloween candy because, well, let me just read the post. Inappropriate Halloween candy. Neighbors. I have just retrieved my daughter's Halloween candy after it was x-rayed for foreign objects, and I was shocked to find that they were 2 phallic, penis-shaped lollipops, one of which was black, among these candies she's collected. I am extremely disappointed and will no longer permit my child to trick or treat in College Park, and strongly encourage other parents to reconsider whose neighbors' homes they visit next October 31st, as there is a sick person out there. Okay, so listen, hey, I agree that giving phallic-shaped candy to children is not good. If I were a mom and I found that in my son or daughter's Halloween candy, oh, trust I would be pissed. Trust I would be pissed. But the thing that gets me here is the one line, which is, one of which was black. Right. God forbid. Oh, Lord in heaven, I found a phallic-shaped candy in my child's Halloween bag. And to make matters worse, it was diverse. Racially. One of the worst kind of diversity there is. You know those like shot glasses with boobs on them that you see, you know, on random commercialized boardwalks throughout the country, or like different gift shops, right? I want this woman to see a shot glass with a pair of tits on it, right? And I want her to have like a very public freak out because like some of the areolas are brown. Neighbors. Today I was cleaning my kitchen and on the radio I heard the most devilish sound. Taylor Swift. I was appalled and immediately turned that off. The song was named Guilty as Sin. How on earth could you sing about committing sins and mocking the Lord? I quickly did research and noticed she also has a song called False God. I am now banning all Taylor Swift in my household, and I deplore y'all to do the same. My daughter will now only be listening to Christian music for the rest of her life. She dressed as the devil in her Karma music video. People worship her more than our own God, who gave us life, prosperity, and freedom. I have never listened to her music and never will. I just found this from my extensive research. First thing I want to actually say, this seems like it might be satire, right? But just assuming that this is completely serious, because there are people in the world who are like this, I would like to show this woman a Lil Nas X music video, because I think that she would break the medical world record for the fastest forming aneurysm known to mankind. I feel as if she would get herself so worked up that she would piss herself to such a degree that urologists would be talking about her for decades to come like she's some sort of folklore legend like Johnny Appleseed. I will say I'm glad that Taylor Swift was the worst thing that she found on there, because imagine if her daughter was listening to Chappell Rowan or Cardi B. The mom would see WAP on her playlist and say, what is WAP? Worship and pray? But I will say she kind of ate when she said, people worship her more than our own God who gave us life. She's not wrong about that. Not wrong about that. The average Swiftie probably has, what, 2 to 15 vinyls of Taylor Swift. How many Bibles? I'm guessing 1 at most. This post is really awesome. What am I doing arguing with a woman? They can't reason very well. This is why we need to repeal the 19th Amendment. Or at least put them on the front lines in war like the men are for the right to vote. Then let's see how quickly women change their mind about equality in the right to vote. I want to know what they were arguing about. It's like what, the argument in question is, just a woman saying, hey, could you move your gigantic Ford F-150? It's on my daughter's foot. But yeah, I'm like, what is this guy responding to? What made him so angry that he had to pull out the Pearl H. Davis card? Women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Also, first of all, this guy knows that women serve in the army and the military, right? And what exactly does that have to do with voting? It's like, okay, so to participate in democracy, I have to shoot an unarmed civilian? Okay, so this is an amazing story. Very inspiring. 65 years ago, I was given the name Sweetie Poo Poo. Because as a toddler, I would follow around the family ducks and chickens in our yard and clean up after them by picking up their droppings and eating some of it. I am still alive and healthy, and never any health issues. I don't remember this, but that is the story told. Just saying. Obviously, my parents tried to stop me, but 65 years ago was a different time and less whining was done back then. Just wanted to share. And thank you for sharing. Thank you. Much to analyze. First of all, being given the name Sweetie Poo Poo for basically being disgusting is very lucky. Very lucky. Because even though you were a toddler, I'm certain there are some people who would have just called you shit eater. I just love that it's such a cute nickname for something so gross. If I ever catch my toddler drinking their own piss, I'm gonna call them Sugar Plum Honey Bunny Gulp Gulp. Also, love the idea of cleaning something up by picking it up with your bare hands and eating some of it. Like, clean up in aisle 6 and then cut to aisle 6 and it's me on my hands and knees picking up bare Vienna sausages and sucking down every other one. Next quote that I would like to discuss, right? I don't remember this, but that is the story told. Love the idea of his parents just lying to him to convince him that he ate literal duck dung as a child. Just completely lying to your children for fun. Me looking my 19-year-old son in the eye and being like, oh, honey, you were too young to remember such a tale, but when you were a toddler, you used to stick your finger up strangers' nostrils, dig out a big booger, put it into your own nose and inhale sharply and then make gagging noises for attention. And what are you going to say to me? No, that didn't happen? What grounds do you have? Moving on to the next quote we must discuss. Obviously, my parents tried to stop me, but 65 years ago was a different time and less whining was done back then. Less whining was done back then. Right. Back in my day, we were much more lenient about our children eating animal feces. I mean, God, people are too sensitive these days. It's like, my toddler can't even gobble down a turd every now and then. And then, okay, this is the last thing, grand finale. After this whole story, someone replies, bravo to you. Okay, last thing. Looking for a local babysitter for 3 and 5-year-olds Thursday at 7. Does not pay. Reward will be an experience and exposure. 5-year-old going on America's Got Talent next month. Possibly famous. Right. So my payment will be me as an adult exposing myself to a 5-year-old. I don't love the sound of that. Also, what talent can a 5-year-old possess that would get them on America's Next Top Talent? America's Got Talent? Because, it's like, would they even allow a 5-year-old on the show? Hello? Oh. I just Googled what the youngest person on the show was. There was a 2-year-old math prodigy on the show. All right, I digress. Apparently, America's Got Talent is also a daycare. But I wish the original poster would have said, like, what the talent was. It's like, are we burping our ABCs or are we playing the harp? What's going on? Also, imagine any other job offering sounding like this. We can't pay you financially, but you know, our intern is really good at tap dancing. They might get somewhere with that. Does that sound enticing to you at all? Well, with all that being said and done, I'm done. Remember, guys, to love thy neighbor, but most importantly, love me. Okay, great. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope that you eat a really good meal or have a very good beverage. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and until next time.